my name is Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today I'm seeing the Maze Runner, the Scorch Trials 2 Rectify Reloaded. Funny enough, I never saw the original movie. It was in theaters when I wasn't... I believe it came out in theaters while I was in New Zealand, or I just didn't care. But I never saw the original one. Didn't think it didn't seem to have much of an impact on popular culture as far as I could see, so I didn't even feel like renting it. But I literally saw it, finished watching it about 2 minutes ago, getting it all the way to the last minute, I guess. So I guess I'll just elaborate on my feelings on the first movie. I like the concept. I'm not really into these teen action movies just because, well, I don't know, they act like they're bloody and hardcore and stuff, but they're not. They barely show the impact of most of these blows. When something bad happens, they usually cut away just as it happens. I don't know. I mean, when the one that kind of started off this particular branch was probably those Hunger Games books and subsequent movies, which everyone says is a ripoff of well, what's it called? Ripoff of what was it? That Japanese movie, which I saw, by the way. I saw it. Yeah, it's really annoying me that I can't remember its name, but I saw it. To be honest, though, that movie definitely, it didn't hold back on the gore, yeah, but it was ludicrous. I don't know, I can see why it could be a cult classic, but I didn't find it particularly, like, mystifying, in my opinion, but still, I guess it's better than The Hunger Games was, and yeah, I guess better than the first Maze Runner was. Overall, the first movie was okay. It was not extraordinary. It was sequel baiting at the end, but not in an insulting fashion. I don't know. It feels like a passive series, I guess. Just kind of something that'll roll out all 3 movies and then just kind of go away. And nobody will care in the future. At least that's my opinion. Supposedly this movie is phase 2 of their testing. The other thing, I don't think I really want to focus on how illogical this movie is, just because, like the first movie is. Partially because they're purposely holding back information from us in order to keep the mystery going. So I don't want to sound like an idiot if they do somehow have an explanation for it. But also because, come on, who cares? The whole point is the action and the fun, and, well, not the fun, and the characters. If you're honestly held up on the fact that the situation itself is ludicrous, then well, then there you go. Same thing with that other movie. Why can't I remember it? I'm serious. Now I'm gonna punch myself in a minute. Come on. I know it. I know this. I know. Saw it on Netflix not 2 months ago. Oh well. Yeah. Not expecting much. Not expecting nothing. Guess it'll be mildly entertaining. I guess it won't make me fall asleep. I'm guessing it'll be meh. Alright. Jeez, where do I even start with this thing? I guess I have to start off by saying my feelings towards this are about the same as my feelings towards Frozen. at least when it first came out and I first saw it, where basically it's not a bad film. In fact, it's a pretty good film, but I could nitpick it into oblivion. Just all these little plot holes and inconsistencies and things that don't quite make sense. And even under the context of there's supposed to be a mystery. Because in this movie, I think they kind of dropped the idea of there's still a mystery. At least that's what they kind of, like, hinted at, that everything's just out in the open now, and a lot of shit does not make sense. Yeah. How do I even go into on this? Oh yeah, this movie. It's hard to talk about this movie without spoiling the last one, but in this movie, the surviving characters from the other one are just thrown into a different situation, and they find out secrets about the place that they've gone to, and they escape from it, and they face all sorts of dangers, including zombies. God damn it. I was so disappointed when zombies were in this movie. I'm like, Jesus Christ, not another fucking zombie movie. But, they take up a pretty small portion, I guess. Yeah, we just find out more about everything, and as I said, it's one of those things where, like, I guess it makes sense if you really, really don't think about it, but any kind of brain effort put in and start going, what? How is this? Why does what? I don't know. Maybe once the last movie comes out, I'll elaborate on these incredible like truck-sized plot holes this movie has. But I don't know, just in case maybe they do have some sort of answer. I don't know. The books are a trilogy. I wonder if they're splitting up the last movie like they do with all these other things now, thanks to Harry Potter. I'm not happy with you, Harry Potter, for that reason. But anyway, I guess decent. Not something to really shout about, but I don't know. Guess worth a viewing if you're curious and you saw the last movie. Definitely not for somebody who didn't see the last movie. You'd be very confused. Hell, I saw the last movie. I'm a little confused, but yeah. I don't know. I guess I have to say, got my attention, and it entertained me. There was one scene in here that really reminded me of Jurassic, The Lost World, and that made me feel uncomfortable just because I hate The Lost World so much. And that's when this girl dropped down onto this, like, they're going through this building. Oh yeah, I was saying they're going for this building that's like leaning on its side over a crevice, and like it's hit another building, and it's kind of acting as a bridge over the crevice, and this girl like landed on a piece of glass that's still there, and it starts cracking underneath her weight. Like, that was reminding me of The Lost World, and it's bringing back bad memories. But yeah, the other thing I want to talk about. This takes place in, like, San Francisco after the apocalyptic future. We can tell that because you see the Golden Gate Bridge in the background, but and in one of the wide shots, right? But God, the way everything is designed in this apocalyptic world is really weird. Like, yeah, they explain it. Well, you know how, like, Mad Max, for one thing, Mad Max is very surreal, but, you know, for another, it takes place, like, in the far future where nothing is recognizable anymore. But, like, this, you know, pretty clearly San Francisco, everyone's very clear on what exactly caused the disaster. The sun exploded or something. Solar flare, blah, just burned everything and gave everyone disease. Like, that's how that works. But God, when I was looking at those white shots of the city and how everything looks, I can't imagine how it got to that point. Like here's the thing: sun ruptures, burns one side of the earth or something. Okay, so like all vegetation dies instantly or something, just burns up. All the people burn up and all that. Well, okay, and then like sand just starts pouring in. I don't know, cause the river evaporated, like the harbor just evaporated. Okay, I guess maybe, and then all the buildings start growing holes in them and like falling down and looking like they're 1,000 years old instead of, I don't know, max, like just judging from the setting and how everyone talks, max 100 after the disaster happened. Very confusing to me how it looks like that. I think more realistically, it would look kind of like how it does in Soylent Green, if you ever see that. Like that's a movie that takes place in the future where overpopulation and stuff is like drained all our resources, and New York is like a huge Middle Eastern slum now or something. And I'm talking about the weather, of course, when I mean Middle Eastern slum. Just, it's sandy and hot and all that. That's probably a little closer to what it would look like solar flare-wise, if not the buildings were destroyed at all. The thing is, the way these buildings were designed, it looks more like they had a war. a war. But I think the idea was supposed to be that they're just really old, and that's what happened to them, but, geez, 100 years I don't think would do that to them. 100 years would, well, sure, they'd not look good, but they wouldn't have massive holes in them. They wouldn't be, like, falling apart at the seams, you know? They're designed a little better than that. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a twist in the next movie, that they're secretly 500 years in the future, or something. I don't know. I really don't think it can be that far after the apocalypse happened, though. Just because, like, they still have that company looking for a cure, there's still people who are even able to remember what the place looked like. I'm just being generous saying 100 years. It's most likely far less than that. And I don't know. Whatever. Overall, I guess it's okay. Nothing too special, nothing too horrible. Check it out if you saw the first one and you're interested. And until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching A Dire Situation.